it's motomattman. How y'all doing today? Okay, few things. Starting with an update. First of all, got to head to the gas station. Get some go-go juice. But first thing, I want to thank everybody for all of their kind comments that you made on Mrs. motomattman's channel, for the moto vlog that our daughters did on International Female Ride Day. If you haven't seen that video already and you're interested in seeing a moto vlog done by a then 6-year-old and an 11-year-old, head over to Mrs. motomattman's channel and check it out. If nothing else, it's pretty cute. They are motovlogging too, by the way. The 6-year-old is on a Yamaha PW50 and motovlogging while she rides, and the 11-year-old is on a Honda CRF80, and they have budget communicators in their helmets, and they're connected up to a GoPro with a Sena GP10 backpack for the GoPro, so it captures the video and the audio of them while they talk about riding dirt bikes and International Female Ride Day and all kinds of other stuff while they're riding their dirt bikes. But anyway, like I said, if you haven't checked it out and you're interested in checking it out, it's over on Mrs. motomattman's channel. Let's see, what else we got going on? Oh, I got something I want to talk to you all about. I gotta get like I said, gotta get go-go juice. And after I get the go-go juice, something new that I want to try, and I'll explain all of that. Let's see. That may be it. But like I said, first thing we got to go get go-go juice. Oh, and I don't know if any of y'all have noticed from the camera facing at me that I do have a like obsession with sunglasses. You guys have seen, I'm sure many of you have seen some of Mrs. motomattman's videos or her Instagram posts, and you know, it's pretty obvious she has a shoe thing. I got the sunglass thing, different pair of sunglasses in the other videos, so you've at least seen me, I think, in 4 different pairs of sunglasses. I've got probably as many pairs of sunglasses as Mrs. motomattman has shoes or more. Not all of them can I wear when I ride. They're just not comfortable, don't fit in a helmet, not appropriate, whatever. But anyway, Impala SS, old school Impala SS, pretty cool. Well, not really old school, but like 1990s Impala SS. Okay, at the gas station for some go-go juice. Get some go-go juice and then hook back up with you guys. Okay, we got $9.81 worth of 93 dead dinosaurs, or 3.167 gallons. Tell you what, the price of 93 octane has jumped. Okay, so in the words of Baker X Derek, We now have a full tank of sex juice. Okay. Now we can get to what I wanted to talk about. And it's not 99 red loop balloons or however it goes, which is what's in my helmet right now. You know, 99 red balloons. Anyway, what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Thinking about trying something out. I talked to Mrs. motomattman. She's kind of skeptical. She's on board with it, but kind of skeptical that it would work. Here's what I want to do. I want to try doing like a budget bike resurrection thing. And I've talked to a bunch of people that were interested in starting riding motorcycles. And they talked about the cost involved in it, and I mentioned all kinds of different bikes for them to try and to get going, and they're like either, oh, they're not cool, or it's ragged out, or, you know, it still costs too much money, or by the time I put the money into the used bike, then, you know, then it cost X amount of dollars and stuff like that. So here's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about buying something that's along the lines of a good starter bike. Some things that came to mind were some bikes like Ninja 250s or 300s, an R3, a Harley Sportster even, or a Honda Rebel. You know, and not the 250 Rebel, but like, you know, the larger size Rebels. You know, I mean, all kinds of things. I mean, I was screwing around on the internet, and I even saw an old Suzuki Intruder, and I thought that might not be a bad one either. But the idea is to buy something cheap, and put a little bit of money into it and make it somewhat cool, or at least cooler than what it is already, and then turn around and sell it. And the idea is, and to do the videos along the way of getting a bike and putting the things on it, you know, that would increase the desirability of the bike and also the cool factor. But one of the things, it's a twofold thing. It's one, it's showing that you can buy a bike on a budget and make it cool or cooler than what it already was, and have at first beginner bike. But the other thing is to see if it's possible to flip a bike. I don't know that that's necessarily the right way of putting it, you know, like a flipping a house, where you buy a house and then you put a little bit of money into it and you turn around and you sell it for a profit. It's kind of the same thing with the bike thing, but doing it and seeing how far we can take it. Like buy the first bike and do some things to the first bike, turn around, sell it for a profit, take that money and buy a better bike, and keep doing that and moving up in bikes and making money off of it at the same time. That's the thing that Mrs. motomattman's skeptical about. And that's where you guys and everybody else comes into it. And I know, there have been other YouTubers, 650E, Chase on 2 wheels, that do a similar kind of thing, and then they raffle it off. They buy it with people's money on Patreon. But I'll be perfectly honest with you. I mean, Chase on 2 wheels gets a wrecked bike and does his wrecked bike rebuild thing, which is kind of similar to this, but his budget is only limited to how much money sponsors of his are willing to fork over, or things they're willing to give him, and the amount of money that he gets from his Patreon page. So yeah, he'll take a a $2,000 wrecked bike, a bike that he buys for $2,000 is wrecked or so, and then he'll put 15 grand into it and say, look, I got this cool bike. Yes, and don't get me wrong, I like Chase on two wheels. I watch his channel all the time. I like his stuff. He's pretty hilarious, especially since when he first started doing these things, he had the mechanical knowledge and aptitude maybe of my 6-year-old. Okay, so it was pretty hilarious, some of the things. But anyway, I mean, let's be perfectly honest. Anybody that's watching this video could take a bike, a wrecked bike, and throw 15 or 20 grand at it and make it something cool. By the same token, 650 Eve takes a brand spanking new BMW S1000RR and puts another 30 grand into it, and it becomes super cool and super fast and super everything. Yes, I got it. I could do that too. Okay? If I had the 30 grand to buy the bike and the 30 grand to put into the bike, to have a $60,000 bike, you know? I mean, you got all kinds of things, and I'm not just picking on them. I mean, let's be perfectly honest. There are a bunch of people that do it. Jared Campisi does it with Ducatis and Aprilas and stuff. Yeah, all right. You're already starting out with something that's like super expensive and super cool. Cool. But what I want to do is I want to take something that's, you know, like I said, a Ninja 250, a Sportster. And you know, I'm not knocking the Sportsters because I ride one. I don't ride it a lot in the summertime, because in the wintertime I don't get to ride the VFR a lot, but I can ride the Sportster a lot, and that's got to do with the wind, and it's got to do with the temperature and the tires not heating up and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I just do it that way. But like I said, Mrs. Motomattman is not too sure that, you know, the buying it and fixing it and, you know, fixing it up and selling it thing is going to work. She thinks the idea behind the premise of the whole thing, and that's take something that's, you know, take a stock older Ninja 250 or something like that and making it cool and selling it. She thinks that'll work. But here's where the problem comes in with the support. She don't let me spend my money or her money on doing it. That's the problem. She's like, because we'll just end up with one more bike in the garage to get stuck in the garage. Because if you put your own money or our own money into it, you're going to want to keep it. So, what I'm thinking of doing is doing not a Patreon page, but like a GoFundMe. We're trying to see if we can raise some money to buy the bike and maybe a little bit extra to be able to put some stuff into the bike and see what we can do. And we'll take you guys along on the journey, the whole thing, from picking up the bike and starting to work on the bike and ordering the different things. I mean, there's all kinds of things that could be done to the bike to make it cooler. I mean, heck, I'll be perfectly honest with you, I think it changed the entire look of my Sportster just putting the bar end mirrors on it. You know, because it cleaned all this up. I mean, changed the look and rideability of this bike just by changing the windscreen to a tinted windscreen from a clear windscreen. You know, and then putting the adjustable shorty levers on it made a big difference the way it looks. You know, throwing a slip-on exhaust on it makes a huge difference as well. You know, so there's all kinds of things that can be done. Ooh, Hemleys. I have to go in there and check it out. I mean, it looks really cool. The old Lechmont High School. But anyway, you know, that's kind of what my thought is trying that out, seeing how that works, and want to know what you guys think about it. Like I said, I think it's something I'm gonna try, but I want to know what y'all's thoughts are and ideas on doing it, and if you have any bikes ideas, you know, for bikes. And look, we're doing this on a budget, okay, and we're trying to do it for people starting out. So, you know, a road glide is probably out of the question. We're doing it. You know, I want to keep the price of the bike to start with down, so anybody it's in the budget for anybody. You know, and then we can see how far we take it as far as what's put into it, you know, and doing the videos as I go, and talking about what we put into the bike so far. So, you know, you can stop at this point, okay? Bike's on the road, bike's running good, you know, it's got good tires on it, it starts every time. Okay, this is the total investment. Okay, now we've added this, or we've added that, we've changed the mirrors, we've taken the mirrors off of up here, and we put bar in mirrors, and this is what we got into it. That kind of thing, you know, so people can see. You can stop at this point, you don't have to go all the way, but that's kind of the idea. But also seeing if you can't do stuff like this and make a little bit of money on the side. It's like a side hustle kind of thing, you know. We'll see how it goes. God, I wish they'd fix this concrete part. But, you know, and then, you know, and investigating the bikes, you know, whatever the bike is, I'll research that bike and the history of that bike, not the individual bike, but like if it's a Ninja 250, you know, where it started from, and how it's evolved and where it's gotten to. Or if it's a Sportster, same thing. God, beating me up on them things. But anyway, that's where that is. Like I said, I haven't even set up a GoFundMe page or anything like that yet. That's something I've got to do. And if that's what I end up doing, I will let everyone know, both here on YouTube and like Instagram and whatnot. But I'm really curious as to what you guys' ideas are, you know. Do you think it'll work? Are you on the side of Mrs. Motomattman and you have doubts that it'll work? You know, what are the thoughts here? I think it'd be cool to try no matter what. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's kind of like an experiment. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll see. We'll see who's right and who's wrong. Am I right, or is Mrs. Motomattman right? But I'll be perfectly honest with you, there's no way to tell who's right, whether it's me, and that it can be done, and you can do something like that and get a good bike to a beginner rider, and you can make a little bit of money off of it? Or is Mrs. Motomattman right that you make the thing cool and you buy it, you make it cool, you put some money into it, and you end up getting back what you put it, exactly what it cost you, or less? But the only way to find out is to actually do it. So for that, I kind of need you guys' help. I mean, again, like I said, not looking to buy a road glide or a 600 Ninja or an R6 or a Ducati Monster. We're not looking for anything like that. We're looking for pretty decent beginner bikes, inexpensive bikes, which is the most important thing, is the inexpensive part. I mean, heck, I'll be perfectly honest with you, if I can find a road glide in decent condition for the money that we've come up with, then yeah, we'll do that. I don't care. If I can prove that you can get a road glide for a beginner bike, awesome. You know, or shout out to Motorcycle Mama. If we can come up with the money, we get a Softail Slim for that, for a good amount of money, we'll do that. I don't care. An Indian Scout. Oh, blink, blink. I have a bad habit of leaving that thing on. But anyway, we'll figure out with what we raise, what we can buy. And that's what we'll go with. But that's the idea. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think it'll work. Let me know some ideas on bikes to start with. And those of you in the UK, in Australia, New Zealand, in the rest of Europe, even in Canada, just keep something in mind. I'm in the States. You guys get some cool bikes that we don't get. I don't know why. I mean, Honda made VFR 400s. We never got them. A lot of the two-stroke sport bikes we never got. So you got to keep that in mind. It's got to be something that I can get, and I'd really like it to be something that's along the lines of a more common bike. You know, so it's easy for people to find and easy for people to get. So we got to keep those things in mind. It's got to be, number one, it's got to be something, number one, that we can get on a good deal on, get on a budget. Number two, that's readily available here in the States. And number three, something that might be somewhat desirable. So number three, somewhat desirable. Okay, so let's go back over that, because I thought of something else too. Number one, something we can get on a budget. Number two, something that is available here in the States and readily available, not obscure. Number three, something that will end up being somewhat desirable. And number four, something that there's still an aftermarket for with parts, so that we can do something to make it cool. Doesn't do any good if it's something that we can't get cool stuff for. Because this is, remember, this is supposed to be something that anybody can do. So we don't want to get into, you know, bobber projects and all of that. Not that I have a problem building a bobber or have anything against bobbers. But remember, this is something that we're trying to make it so just about anybody can do with. I'd like to keep it with simple hand tools and minor amount of mechanical aptitude. I mean, I've got a bunch of tools. I've got a little bit, I think, higher than average mechanical aptitude. Not real great. Don't like biting off a little bit more than I could chew at times, but you know, I can do a little bit of metal fabrication. I can do a little bit of welding. I've fiddled with bikes and cars and whatnot, keeping them on the road and building them from the ground up ever since before I was old enough to drive. But I want to make it so anybody can do it. That's the point of the whole exercise, that it's something that anybody or just about anybody can do. I don't want it to be something that is going to take a metal fabricator to be able to do, or somebody that has to be able to TIG weld. You know, I'm not looking for something like that. But anyway, I guess I'm going to stop this little ride here. Hope everybody enjoyed what you saw. Hope you like my ideas. Let me know. I mean, seriously, let me know what you think. I don't care if you don't like the idea or not. If you don't like the idea, let me know. I mean, I do care if you don't like the idea, but I mean, I don't just want people to necessarily feel like, oh, the only way I can comment is if I like his idea. No, if you think I'm a dipstick and it's a dumb idea, put it in the comments. Hey, you're a dipstick. It's a dumb idea. But please let me know what you think. But anyway, as always, if you're able to get out on 2, make sure you keep the shiny side up, the rubber side down. If you like what you see, click the like and subscribe button. Punch the bell so you get notifications whenever I upload new content. I try to get everything uploaded on Wednesday. Sometimes I fall a little bit short and things end up on Thursday. Doesn't happen all that often, but it does happen. Happened last week. It may happen this week. This may be a Thursday video. But anyway, everybody stay safe out there. I hope you have a great week. I hope you're able to get out on 2. Till next time, see ya.